Here you go. Blank 1. Dash the many existing cyber warfare scenarios. Give, given, giving, to give. Obviously, as a grammatical structure, as a construction of the sentence, it has to be given. Given the many existing cyber warfare scenarios, right? It's like almost saying, given the circumstances, right? This is a collocation again, we are all familiar with, which means, considering everything, considering this cyber warfare scenarios, that's what it means. So, obviously given. Okay, great. Next. So, this one, I think most of you got it right. Blank 1. Blank 2. Given the many existing cyber warfare scenarios, not excluding a coordinated cyber attack that dash sabotage multiple infrastructure assets. So, here they are talking about something that can sabotage, means there's not excluding a coordinated cyber attack that dash sabotage multiple infrastructure assets. My options are would, should, could and will. Now, we are saying, hey, this is the current circumstances, boss. That is this existing cyber warfare scenarios. Given this scenarios, not excluding a coordinated cyber attack, that, what are we saying? There is a high possibility that this could happen. What can happen? That these scenarios can sabotage multiple infrastructure assets. So, we are not talking about a past tense of will, right? We are not being very certain and saying it will happen. We don't know that, right? So, we can't say that. Option 4 and option 1 is out. Now, should again is something that is the right thing to do. Is this the right thing to do? No. Something negative as sabotaging multiple infrastructure assets, how can it be something that it should be done? Right? Not. So, our answer is, there is a high possibility, high probability of this happening, boss. So, that could sabotage multiple infrastructure assets. Not would, not should, not will. Okay? So, all those who said would then, should then, will, incorrect. So, 1 mark gone there for you. So, given the many existing cyber warfare scenarios, not excluding a coordinated cyber attack that could sabotage. See guys, whenever I'm talking about will, it's like, it's either a promise or a certainty. That's when I will use will, right? And would is always, if I have to choose between a difference between will and would, it will always be when you're referring to a past tense. Mostly it will come in hypothetical situations. If conditional sentences, right? If I had done this, I would have. Third conditional, remember? So, try and relate these words with example sentences. You'll be able to figure out when to use it and when not to use it. Okay. So could is the answer for this. Moving on. So, given the many existing cyber warfare scenarios, not excluding a coordinated cyber attack that could sabotage multiple infrastructure assets, erecting proper defenses is, this is a solution, right? They're providing a solution, so obviously it has to be vital, not vitality. I don't need a, this particular form. Too vital, vitalness, no, not happening. Is vital, is important, is imperative. This one, most of you got it right, option 3. Moving on. Anonymity and low cost have meant that dash small disaffected groups, hyphen, apart from hostile states and official agencies. So, what is our answer for the fourth one? Anonymity and low cost have meant that, not only, because there's no but also, and there's definitely not both here, right? Anonymity and low cost have meant that even adding on, right? Even disaffected groups apart from hostile states and official agencies could dash to cyber techniques. Could. If I have to substitute the last blank with my own word, what word will I use? Apart from the options given here, if substitute this blank 5 with your own word, anonymity and low cost have meant that even small dissatisfied groups apart from hostile states and official agencies could, give me a word for this fifth blank, not from the options, your own word. What word will you say? Come on, guys, give me another word for blank 5. No, Baba, I'm saying substitute blank 5 with another word. Hey, I'm telling, think of a word that will go with an associated preposition to. See, basically, okay, resort to is a collocation. Verb plus preposition collocation. So likewise, if I have to substitute this resort in this blank, keeping in mind to, which is the associated word that is following, what word will I use? What word can I use? What is the meaning of resort, by the way? To turn to, right? Or make use of a person. Yes, to turn to, or make use of a person or a strategy or some sort of a course of action as a means of achieving something, right? Lead to, turn to, yes. Okay. So the government, for example, I can say the government resorted to these stringent measures to curb cybercrime or whatever. Okay, resort to in fact is a collocation, guys. Pay attention to words in and around the blank, right? So it cannot be lodged to. Incorrect. Some of you came back and said option 2. Definitely not camp 2 and park 2 because that doesn't make sense at all. So, let's do this. So, given the many existing cyber warfare scenarios, not excluding a coordinated cyber attack that could sabotage multiple infrastructure assets, erecting proper defenses is vital. Anonymity and low cost have meant that even small disaffected groups, apart from hostile states and official agencies, could resort to cyber techniques. It is saying these hostile states and official agencies could turn to cyber techniques. They can use the help of the cyber techniques, right? So, utilize to incorrect associated word. I can utilize something for something. I can utilize something to do something, right? There will be another word that has to come between utilize and to. I can't say utilize to. That sounds weird. So anyway, the idea is that you guys should practice more cloze tests.